Alright, this is the Strong's Concordance here, and I want to make clear, very clear, what I just shared with you, the way that I see it, how that it works, and why those connections are there. Now, you need to be familiar with my work. I've displayed to you every which way possible how commercial Babylon is a micro to macro repercussional equation based off of the original informational input of the Garden of Eden event. Now, if you do not know what I meant when I said that, you really don't have a good grasp of what I'm trying to convey and what I'm trying to teach. That is the very root of the matter. It's the very root of every bit of this information that I'm sharing, and it's going to be the very root of what I'm even sharing right now. I seem to never be able to get away from that connection between what I just said, between Babylon and it being a mirror and a reflection of the same symbols, the same ideals, the same characters, the same goals, the same effects, the same language of the Garden of Eden narrative in the beginning of Genesis. So you got to kind of think of it like that was like a seed or an egg that started, and the information has just grown from the original egg. So it's just a larger form of its original self. So when you look at it from either its micro to macro, it's telling you all the same information. So right here we're going to get our connection, which is going to absolutely bring us home with that mindset of what I'm telling you, that Babylon is connected to Eden. Okay, it's connected to Eden spiritually, and we're gonna expand on that even further in our understanding here. So we've got Euphrates, which is something in its figurative sense spiritually, that which makes fruitful. So we've got to see a distinction that's being made. Most people interpret that scripture meaning that when these four angels are loosed from the river, that the river is going to be drying up. Now, even popular media is displaying that, and many YouTube makers on video are seeming to document the current drying up of the Euphrates River, which is, of course, where around the area of the Fertile Crescent where modern-day Iraq is now, in that region. So we do have a physical fulfillment of the situation, but what you have to understand is that we have spiritual implications of the prophecy that we're talking about. So when the angels are being loosed and people are equating the river to drying up, what we're seeing is that those fruits are drying up. And what we need to do is we need to understand that this river Euphrates is now in the spiritual sense connected to Satan, because we're going to hear it termed as great. Listen to the phraseology. Saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Chapter 9, book of Revelation, verse 14. Okay, so when I told you, you have great mountain, great star, Babylon the Great, a mouth speaking great things, a great millstone, a great dragon. Anything that you see in Scripture which is representative of this great is telling you that it is connected to the same chain of events from the Garden of Eden until the fulfillment of commercial Babylon. So when we see the great river Euphrates, we're seeing its connection, its spiritual connection to that of Eden, and now we're beginning to see its connection of how it associates itself with Babylon. And there we have the verses in question, and we're going to be right up here at top. Okay, Babylon is on the river Euphrates. So what we have to see is the fruits of Babylon, the Eve fruits, the symbolic fruits of the Garden of Eden, which is the material merchandise of the knowledge of good and evil, beginning to dry up in commercial Babylon. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Commercial Babylon, the economy of commercial Babylon is drying up. I'll be back.